All right, we are live, and this is the day one of the World Cup, an exciting tournament that lays ahead of us in the next 1 month, where hopefully India not only go until the final but lift the cup. But regardless, it's an exciting day. It's the start of the World Cup, where India take on Sri Lanka, the two hosts going at it. There's a lot to look forward to, but before that, like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. We will do a pre-match and a post-match, so we will come back. We have a lot of segments in this pre-match: how India has done, how Sri Lanka has done, the pitch conditions, the probable 11, and then we will go away for the toss for a bit, come back, do an analysis. We have a few stat breakdown too, analyze the squad itself. Yeah, there's so many things to talk about.
There's a
Sub
lot.
boy, sub Shrikant, sub
What's up,
Judge. You know,
Shrikant?
Shrikant,
What's
I
up,
was
Judge?
asking Pratip if Shrikant's missing because it's been a while since we interacted until he told me that he replied to one of our stories. So then I was quite
Appreciate
happy.
the support, Shrikant, always.
But it's great to start off the Women's World Cup, the World Cup
Hmm.
today because it's just an exciting day.
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of build up to this. We've been waiting for this moment to come. There's been a lot that we've been putting out over the last week, and now we finally have the first game at our hands. India taking on Sri Lanka. Oh, nice. We have 11 concurrent viewers already. Good stuff. Keep hitting like, lads. Let's push this out to a lot of people. For people
Yeah.
just joining in, we are going to be covering everything there is from both the sides. How India's looked this year, how Sri Lanka has looked this year, top players, X factors. We have it all. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we have everything covered the way Star Sports would do it, but even better without the ex players, which is quite sad. Shrikant, if you want to watch along, I'll tell you this. I'm going to be a money grabber. If we get 3 members from this live,
Oh,
I will do a watch along. I promise you. A watch along is not planned, but if you get 3 members from this live alone, then you'll get a watch along.
stakes aren't that high, dude.
What's up, boys? On, off, in. What's up, Shailesh? Hey, we'll wait for a little more before we get into the segments itself. We have a lot of segments coming up, like we already said. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. What an exciting tournament this is going to be, especially because the kind of form India is in. And the other teams, honestly. New Zealand, don't look at the best. They've lost their warm up matches. They haven't played a lot of cricket. Australia haven't played a lot of cricket, but they don't necessarily need to play a lot of
Yeah, it
cricket.
just feels like they don't need any cricket, but
Yeah,
they
that's
just end
true.
up winning.
And then you have Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, England. England did beat India in the practice game, then lost against Australia in the practice game. So a lot of these sides are coming with a big bag, which is also why I feel like this is going to be such a great tournament. Alyssa Haley did. Oh, I don't know if. Oh, Megan Shoot it was. She was talking about how this World Cup happening in India just has all bases covered for all teams. So there's not one team that stands out. Of course, the Australians would say that, but
Yeah.
you can hear some background voice with Ash. Oh, you can hear echo. Is it? Is that what you're saying? If there is echo, let me know. Oh, now there won't be any echo. I apologize for that. We've been doing this for so long, yet we keep
Such
making
is
this.
life. Such is life. But thanks for tuning in. Oh, nice. Okay.
Where is my Asia Cup, boys? Well, that's a conversation for another day.
Hey,
All
it's
right
an
then.
emoji.
All right then. A reminder: we will come back post match, regardless of when the match gets over. We will do a post analysis, break it all down. But for now, let's get things started with the analysis with the Indian team so far. The Indian team this year has been on a prolific run. We've played 14 matches this year, out of which we have lost only 4 of them. I don't know why I started with lost. We won 10, and the 4 matches that we did lose, one of which ended up in a losing series. We lost against Australia. We lost 2 matches against Australia. We lost 1 match against Sri Lanka, the team that we're playing against today. And we have lost 1 match against England in the series against England. In England, we ended up winning that series, but we did lose 1 match. But in the last 5 matches, we have lost 1, won 1, lost 1, won 1, lost 1. So if the streak were to continue, we would probably win this one. But yeah, apart from that, I don't know why I kept the phone down. Apart from that, yeah, the Indian team has been in great run, not just in terms of winning, but in terms of scoring a lot of runs and picking a lot of wickets. It comes as no surprise that this year the highest scorer for the Indian team is Smriti Mandhana in 14 matches. She's so close. She's 72 runs, close to 1,000 runs. She already has 400s and 350s. She has been in great touch because I say this, she has an average of 66 with a strike rate of 115. Mind you, guys, Smriti Mandhana is an opener who has an average of 66 this year and a strike rate of 115. If you Something that we did notice in the series against Australia is no matter what the target was, or even if India was batting first or bowling first, something she some something she did very well was start off with positive intent. She wanted to score runs. She played all of her shots from ball one and wanted to score runs. The conditions is something we will talk about, but being it in India, you would hope that it continues to be the same. And the second highest scorer comes with no surprise is a opener Pratika Rawal. 14 matches, 668 runs with an average of 51 and a strike rate of 87. Recently, her strike rate and her conversion rate and a lot of things like that have come under scrutiny. Also, because of Shefali Verma scoring some runs, not a lot of runs for her to be automatically picked. But Pritika Ravalia has been scoring some of the runs. Sorry, Shefali Verma has been scoring some of the runs, which is why Pratika Rawal's strike rate and a conversion rate has been coming under the radar. I think she's done exceptionally well, both of them. They've only opened 17 matches because she's only played 17 matches. So they've opened on 17 occasions, and they're already what, sixth or seventh highest run scorer in terms of partnerships for the Indian team in the ODI format. That says how much these two girls have put on a show in their opening stand. It's almost a guarantee with these two girls that you would get a good start, and that is what you would continue to hope. And then you have Jemimah Rodrigues, the number 5 batter. It's great to see the top 3 run scorers is your openers and your number 5, which means that your top 5 are almost scoring runs. Majority of them are scoring runs. Of course, then you have Harmanpreet Kaur and Harleen Deol. They will also get into the runs of things, and they have scored a lot of runs in the warm-up matches. But yeah, Jemimah Rodrigues has an average of 47 and a strike rate of 107. And this average of 47 isn't because of a lot of not outs. She only has one not out, yet she averages 47 across 14 innings, across 11 innings, and has a strike rate of more than 100. This is great. This is what India was lacking in the last couple of years, is attacking play. And when you have your top 5 batters, out of them, your opener having a strike rate of more than 100, your number 5 batter having a strike rate of more than 100, you know you have a solid batting and attack. And I don't think that is the problem with this Indian team anyways. And then you'll go to the bowling front, and it's dominated by the spinners. Sneha in 11 games has picked up 21 wickets with an economy of less than 5. Of course, then you have Deepti Sharma, one of the greatest players to play for the Indian team or just in the world of cricket. In 14 matches, she has 17 wickets with an economy of less than 5 once again. And then your third highest wicket taker is someone that'll be very exciting to watch out for, and that's Kranti Gaud. In 7 matches alone, she's picked up 14 wickets with 1 fifer against England in England, where in the third ODI, she was the only fast bowler to play, and she picked up a 5-wicket haul. I don't think she'll be the only fast bowler this time around, but you know that if given the responsibility, she can be attacking and she can pick up wickets. She has an economy of 5.8, so there are times she can be expensive, but you also know she's someone who can pick up a lot of wickets. And that's been the Indian team. Let's go to Sri Lanka.
All right, chat, for whoever's just joining in, welcome. We're going to be doing lives pre and post for every India match. So whoever's just joined in, I see a lot of new names. Prakhar, Lokesh, all of you, thank you so much for joining. We'll take your questions after the toss. So keep them coming and stay there in this live till we do the entire analysis. But yeah, talking about the Sri Lankan team, they've been a bit of a mixed bag this year. But something they can take heart from is the fact that they beat India this year. Something we'll also cover in a stat later on is that Sri Lanka has only beaten India thrice in ODI cricket history, and one of those matches being this very year. So that's something that Sri Lanka can really take heart from. But in terms of their recent form, they've lost the last 2 matches that they've played. Before that, they won 2 matches, and before that, they lost. So in the last 5 games, they're coming with 2 victories. And in this year, overall 8 matches, these are the only 2 victories that they have. The 5 remaining games are losses, 1 with no result. Keeping that in mind, Sri Lanka will be coming into this World Cup with a little bit of hesitance, but I think this is one of the few World Cups where a lot of teams have come in with a decent amount of game time from the last World Cup. Obviously, the last World Cup was different because COVID and everything was there, but this time it's a lot better. Sri Lanka also in familiar conditions. It is in the subcontinent. You know they have set templates which they are going to use, and knowing the fact that they've beaten India once, they will be looking forward to this encounter. Now, looking at their batting, it's been a mixed bag, but their highest run scorer for the first time is not Chamari Athapaththu at the end of a calendar year. This time it's Harshitha Samarawickrama, who scored 336 runs at an average of 48. something that you will notice with the Sri Lankan lineup is that they don't have a lot of explosive batters. And so that is something that India will want to ensure that they can maintain in terms of just ensuring that Sri Lanka is not a team to get away. They can be restricted to some kind of decent total around 250 odd. And yeah, that's one thing that Sri Lanka will look to get away from. Now, in terms of the bowling front, uh, forgive me if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, but it's Tiumi Vihanga, who's picked up 11 wickets at an economy of 5.3 in just 4 games. She's the highest wicket taker for Sri Lanka this year, despite playing very few games, and that's something to watch out for from an Indian perspective. Now, this is mostly it about Sri Lanka. I think we will get into a couple more things when we talk about the X factors. Ashwin will be covering the India X factor players, and I will be getting into Sri Lanka's X factors. But there are some interesting things.
All right, let's go to the X Factor players. Let's go to the Indian X Factor players, and that's someone I already talked about, the third highest scorer this year for the Indian team, and that's Jemimah Rodrigues. And she's X Factor for a lot of reasons, right? First of all, she bats at number 5. Second, she's coming off from an illness. She did score in the warm-up matches, but she's an X Factor for a lot of other reasons, and that is because being the number 5, she has a strike rate of more than 100 this year, and she is someone who is almost the glue to the lower batting order and the top order because of the way she bats. She is someone under pressure. She can continue to bat with a strike rate of around 80 and 90. But most importantly, she is someone who can bat under pressure. If the Indian team, for whatever reason, against Sri Lanka or any other team going forward is 30 for 3 or 30 for 2, you know she can walk into bat and she can take the not take the attack to the opposition. She can just settle down, play time, make sure she's settling in, make sure the scoreboard settles in. If not, if she's coming into bat at, let's say, 200 for 3 or 250 for 3, you know she can be sent into bat, and she's not someone who takes her time. She is someone who likes to rate strike, gets going straight away, and you know she can also attack and make sure her strike rates around 120, 135 if needed. And exactly why she's the X factor, because she is someone who can play the situation really, really well. And if the Sri Lankans or any opposition for that matter, Sri Lankans today, don't get her out very early, then you know that the Indian team is just settling in, and you know they can set a big target or chase down a big target, whatever it is. The other X factor player is Kranti Gaur, because according to us, she's not only young but she's also fiery. She's very, very fiery. You know she wants to attack as a fast bowler. You know she wants to get those wickets. The fact that she's already got a 5-4 against England, being the only fast bowler, says something about her. But it's more of the excitement that you get off her. It's the fact that she's young. It's the fact that she's aggressive. It's the fact that she's an attacking fast bowler in itself. It's the fact that she can swing the ball. And with Renuka Singh Thakur, who should also be in the squad, it's just a good combination. And I will be very, very surprised if she's not starting off with Renuka Singh Thakur, because Kranti Gaur, as the young fast bowler, she's fiery. She's also good in the field. Not saying Arundhati Reddy is not good in the field, but Kranti Gaur, she's just fiery, and we just love that about her. And hopefully, she gets a spot in the squad and can continue picking up wickets for the Indian team. All right, then let's go to.
Sri Lanka's X Factor players. Now, something to watch out for, and someone who's actually not been with the Sri Lanka squad for the greater part of the last 1 year is Udeshika Prabodhani. Now, this is a 40-year-old left arm seamer, and she's coming back into the fray of things just before the World Cup. She's only got the practice games that she's played recently, but from a Sri Lankan point of view, everyone's talking about how her experience is going to come into the picture. Now, if you look at her ODI record, you'll be a little puzzled because in like 70 odd matches, she's picked up just 36 ODI wickets. But something that stands out is her economy rate. She's has an economy of 4.2, and she will particularly be a good matchup against Pratika Rawal. We will also cover this in the matchups, but that's one bowler to watch out for. And why I say is she can be an X factor is because she's got a dearth of experience. She's got a lot of experience coming into this World Cup. She's played previously in World Cups as well. And so Sri Lanka will rely on her to give a good start with the opening ball, with the new ball. From there, Nilakshi De Silva. She scored 56 versus India in the only game that Sri Lanka won against India this year. So that's something to keep in mind. What she was able to do was she was able to bat along with the middle order, the lower middle order, and just ensure that Sri Lanka are able to chase down 275 in that game, which is why this player becomes someone to watch out for. She's not particularly had a great run with the bat, but just the fact that she was able to do it against this quality Indian side means that she has the ability to be able to do it once again, especially if India are put in to bat first and then Sri Lanka can back themselves to be able to chase down a target around 250, 280. then De Silva comes into the picture. Now, apart from that, one last player to watch out for, and someone that has mostly been one of the most famous players for Sri Lankan women, is Chamari Athapaththu, who's also their captain. She hasn't had the best year. She has taken her time to be able to get the runs. And in fact, if anything, you will say that she's been out of form because she's been their highest scorer just every year. But knowing the kind of experience and the record that she carries, she can just come into her own, especially in a big tournament like the World Cup. At 35 years of age, she has all of the experience. With the bat, you know she can do a lot. But even with the ball, her right arm off break can come into the picture. She has been one of the few highest wicket takers in this calendar year for Sri Lanka, and so she becomes like a complete package. So that's something that India will have to watch out for, and these three players possibly hold key in their respective positions for the Sri Lankan side.
All right, let's go to these X factors and then talk about the probable playing 11 that we might probably see. And the most interesting fact or the most interesting thing is that a lot of people were talking about Amanjot Kaur's come back, and there's a lot. Prakhar Thakur, you've been asking about should Amanjot Kaur be played today. I think just in terms of balance, it will be a shocker if she doesn't. But she hasn't played in the warm up matches, and we don't know if that's because of an injury or that's because she's not part of the scheme of things, at least for the few matches, or if that's because they just wanted to give her that extra rest. But yeah, it will be a surprise if she is not included in the playing 11, especially if India wants to play. Oh, then India can't play three spinners. You drop a Radha Yadav, probably. Have Renuka Singh Thakur and Kranti Gaud. You have Sneh Rana, Deepti Sharma. You have, oh yeah, you have two right arm spinners.
It'll be interesting to see whichever all rounder it is. I mean, you're packed till six anyways. That's Richa Ghosh at six. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is where you'll have to do whatever. It
I,
depends on the pitch also. Yeah, go on.
Umang says I kept commenting on the recent members only video and it kept getting deleted.
That is weird.
Shrikant says I thought it was just for me. Dude, we were so sad that we couldn't see any comments.
Damn, YouTube really be glitching out.
Damn,
Oh,
that's we did not know that.
thanks for letting us know, lads.
Yeah, because we were quite disappointed
We
that
thought
none of you guys watched.
this is the downfall of our channel.
Yeah. All right, so talking about the playing 11. All
Yeah.
right, so let's go through the playing 11. You'll
Mm.
have, of course, you'll have Pratika Rawat, Smriti Mandhana. I'll be shocked if number 3 is not Harleen
Alien
Deol.
Deol, yeah.
Then you have Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain, Jemimah
Jemimah
Rodrigues at number
Rodrigues,
5, Richa Ghosh at
Ghosh
6.
wicketkeeper.
Then you would have Deepti Sharma,
7.
100%. You would also have Sneh Rana, the highest wicket taker this year. So that's
Yeah.
done. 7 and that's
7, 8. Yeah.
that's
So,
7, 8.
yeah, there's just three positions you're playing around with essentially. Uh, so something to note is that the pitch today is a fresh pitch, obviously, but it's also the first time they're playing an international game at this venue. So they expect it to be a batting friendly wicket.
Right.
We'll get into that post the toss as well because that'll give us an idea.
Yeah.
But you have three positions to play with. You know that it does not make sense for India to play with just one specialist seamer. We've not seen that work out.
Unless they're okay with Amanjot Kaur being that
Number
seamer.
9.
She's
Oh,
also
okay.
like she's
She
also
opens the
bowled with the
bowling.
new ball.
Yeah.
So she has done that, but I'll be shocked if they don't pick Kranti Gaud and Renuka Singh Thakur because you got to go with two of your informed fast
seamers,
bowlers,
yeah,
and
yeah.
proper fast bowlers, which means then you have one spot remaining.
Which I think should.
Then you either give a left. So that's the thing. You either give it to the left arm spinner or you give it to Amanjot Kaur. I think because it's Sri Lanka, I won't be surprised if they don't play Amanjot Kaur, especially because she's not coming in with a lot of match practice. So I won't be all that surprised. But I'll be okay if they drop a left arm spinner, have two right arm spinners, because you can't drop Sneh Rana because of the form she's in. You can't drop Deepti Sharma because of who she is.
Yeah.
And
But
also because she scored runs.
The
and all
only
that.
other thing that could affect this decision is who are they more comfortable with in the death overs?
Yeah.
Because Sri Lanka last time they took India down was because. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're back. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, how can we not have a stream where all these things happen? Is my question. All right, we are back. Great, welcome back. Thanks, Raj. Set. All right then. All right, guys, do me a favor. All the members that you are on this chat right now, after the stream gets over, just comment. Mic issues. Oh, there is a mic issue.
Hello. Oh, I think I'm back. We're fixing it, lads. Just give us a minute. Yeah, I think that.
Hello. Oh, lovely. We should be okay. We should be back. It should all be great.
Mike doing its job. OP. That's right.
You would
Damn,
think,
lads.
after all this time, that we know how to do this. It's the fact that it's been so long, yet we face these issues time and again.
Such is life.
Yeah, such is life. Both are back. Lovely. Fixed.
Okay.
Great. I have no idea what we're talking about. Oh yeah, I
We're
was
talking
gonna
about
say after the stream, if all of you members, the two members on the chat, if you guys can just comment on the video, just anything, because we want to know what's up. Because we genuinely thought there were no comments on that video, but here we are. What were you talking
the Probable 11 and
about? Right.
Sri Lanka death, Amanjot Kaur. That's where we were at.
Ashwin's mic sounds like. You know what? Wait 1 second. I'll fix this. Try to. Is it okay now? Should be okay.
Hello.
If it's not, so be it. All right. At this point, I couldn't care
It should
less.
be. It should be.
But all right. So yeah, uh, the only tussle will be between Amanjot Kaur and a possible spinner. There are a lot of people talking about. Right. There are a lot of people talking about if Jemimah will bat at number 3. I don't think that's possibly going to happen because where can I watch 2016 IPL matches replays? Your Hotstar has no replays. Well, no, it's back, dude.
Try.
Hi, Lokesh. I mean, try the IPL website. You can go to the videos and you can set a date and all of that. All right. We'll see about the mic stuff when we go on a break and then we'll come back and hopefully it's all fixed. We have 5 minutes for the toss time, so we will go away for the toss and then come back. But like I was saying, the only tussle will be between these two. There are a lot of people talking about is Jemimah. Noise. How bad is the noise?
Is it also coming from my end? Let me know.
Wow.
But yeah, the tussle is going to be between Amanjot Kaur, whether or not she's going to play. I honestly think they shouldn't just get her in if she's not like match ready. Otherwise, she would have at least featured in the warm up. So that's my opinion on what's probably happening. Let us know if the noise still persists. Okay, it's tolerable. Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. So awesome. I'm just going to ramble for 5 minutes. If you have any questions, we will be taking it up post the toss. The toss is at 2:30, so we will be going away very shortly. So that's mostly it. We've covered India and Sri Lanka. If people are just joining in, hit the like. You can go a little behind in the stream. We've covered India, Sri Lanka. What the recent form has been like. Clearly, India start off as the favorites. I don't think there's any doubts about that whatsoever. But yeah, it's a World Cup game. There are going to be nerves. There are so many people for the Indian team who are just going to be making their very first World Cup debut. So those nerves are going to be there. Even someone like Jemimah Rodrigues, who's been around for so long, is playing a very first 50 over World Cup. That's something to keep in mind. And India will just want to make sure that they continue to play the cricket that they are. Because honestly, if they just play that way, I don't see how Sri Lanka is going to beat them. It's going to be quite the outlier. Uh, Arlene's not been great, to be honest, doesn't know how to accelerate. Now, we've actually done a video on this, and it's very interesting with Harleen Deol. She takes time to get to about 10, 20, but if she's able to go past the strike rate of 70 around the time she's 25, 30, then she's able to take off and then she's able to convert that knock. So India will want to ensure that she can at least do that. Why Harleen is still so important is because she's able to bat time. She's able to take the innings on, especially if India lose an early wicket. Considering the fact that their openers have been so good, that initial impact and just being able to deal with that, Harleen Deol becomes the perfect player to come in at number 3. Now, I know there has been a lot of conversation about Jemmy coming in at number 3, but I don't think now is the time to be experimenting. Post this World Cup, if things don't work out, which I really hope is not the case, then India might think about that. But yeah, for now, I think Harleen Deol does a good job at 3. Hey guys, will you guys be live throughout the match? No, we will not be going live throughout the match, but we will be going for a post live. Oh, 3 members. If we get 3 members from this live, then Ashwin's saying he'll do a watch long. 3 new members. So if you can make that happen, then sure, we'll go live. There has to be some stakes involved, lads. But yeah, 2 minutes to the toss. If you all are gonna stick here, then we shall go away, quickly watch the toss, and be back. Of course, you will also see things after. We will cover conditions. We'll also look at just the 11 that is finally announced and cover a few things in the toss there. We also have some stats for you, so watch out for that. But this is mostly it. Like the stream, we shall be back shortly.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Say something.
Awesome. Yeah, we're cool. We're good to go. Toss is done.
I don't care about the toss at this point. Just let us know if you can hear properly. But yes, the toss
Mm.
is done. Sri Lanka won the toss,
Elected
elected
to
to
ball
field
first.
first, which means India is batting first. Anjum Chopra said there's a certainty of rain, which is not a shocker, dude. The match is in Assam. It's the monsoon.
Yeah.
What do you expect? All
Yeah.
right. So yes, uh, we are batting first, and it's almost the playing 11 that we thought would happen. I mean, as much as Amanjot Kaur would have been a good addition, we are playing three spinners and two fast bowlers. I don't have the playing 11 yet, but if I were to just
We're waiting for it.
yeah, if
But
I
then
were to just take the bunny out of the hat, I would say it's Renuka
Renuka
Singh,
and
yeah,
Kranti,
Renuka Kranti, Radha Yadav. Oh,
Erana, and
yeah, it should be.
probably should be. I mean, it's been the general squad that has been playing. Hey, Sudarshan, what's up?
Hey, Sudarshan, what's
Long
up,
time.
dude? It's been a while. It's good to see.
Hope you're
Sudarshan,
ready for the World Cup.
you're not a member. You realize that?
Sudarshan, it's time to become a member.
How are you not a member, dude? But
But
it's
yeah,
okay.
conditions are very interesting because Anjum Chopra said definitely there's a rain
Okay,
forecast.
whoa.
Whoa.
This is not the playing 11.
Okay.
I thought. Okay, so it's Smriti Mandhana, Pratika Rawal, Harleen Diol, Harmanpreet Kaur,
Yeah.
Jemimah Rodrigues, Richa Ghosh, Deepti Sharma,
Mm.
Amanjot Kaur, Sneh Rana, Kranti Gaud, and Sri Charani. So they're not playing Renuka Singh Thakur in the World Cup opener, which is a shocker to me.
Radha Yadav?
And they've dropped Radha Yadav
Whoa.
for
That,
a spinner. Damn,
damn.
that's not the playing 11 that I assumed it to be, but that's in. Okay, so here's the thing with Radha Yadav and Sri Charani, I understand it a little bit because there's a lot of conversations about how Sri Charani is a lot more attacking than Radha Yadav.
Radha
Uh,
goes for runs also.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I would probably understand that. But to drop Renuka Singh Thakur in your first World Cup game,
Yeah.
first of all, she's the most experienced fast bowler. She
True,
swings
true.
the ball both ways. She
Yeah.
can bowl at the death and the middle phase of the match. The reason we lost against Sri Lanka not the first time this year was because we just so
Didn't
bad
have
at
the
the death.
experience. Yeah, this is interesting because just before we got on our live and we were discussing the probable 11, we didn't feel Renuka Singh Thakur misses out in any case, but that's happened.
Yeah.
Obviously, Arundhati is not playing, so they're confident enough that Amanjot and Kranti Gaud are good enough with the new ball. But there's problems at the death. I don't know if there's. India will definitely miss Renuka Singh Thakur at least at the death. I don't know if it
100%,
has
dude.
something to do with what they've seen in the warm ups. If Renuka has got some niggle, I think we'll find out on cricket Twitter. But this is quite an interesting lineup. Radha Yadav for Sri Charani for Radha Yadav is still okay.
Yeah, because of attacking, wicket taking
Yeah,
abilities and
true.
all that.
So it very likely means that India just want to attack a lot more.
Yeah.
At least from the spin front, they're looking to get
Damn,
wickets.
Sudarshan becomes a member. All right, so the deal still stands. If before this live, if we have two more members, I will do a watch long this entire match. Just joined in. Who won the toss? Right, Sri Lanka won the toss, elected to field first. But that's not the headliner. The headliner is the fact that Renuka Singh Thakur, the most experienced fast bowler, the highest wicket taker in terms of fast bowlers in this team, has been dropped for Kranti Gaud, who's only played 7 ODIs. I mean, this year.
And generally
Oh yeah,
also,
and
I think,
generally
yeah, yeah.
also, I think.
That is something to think about. So clearly the Indian team is very confident that Kranti is just going to spearhead things from pace bowling front. I understand where that comes from, but also it's a big tournament. It's the first game. It's a World Cup opener.
Yeah.
Geez, this is going to be. This
It's
has.
shocking to
Yeah,
me.
it is shocking, and this will make it in an interesting fixture. Is all I can say.
All right, let's just get on with life. Let's go to the next segment, and that is pitch and conditions.
All right, so pitch and conditions, as you might have heard during the toss itself, Anjum Chopra was saying that there's definitely a rain forecast in the evening. Not surprisingly, it is Assam, but something to think about, especially because India are now going to bat first. Sri Lanka will be chasing. The DLS method could come into play. All of that comes into the picture. Sri Lanka, the only game that they won against India was also with them chasing. India don't have Renuka Singh Thakur. That is something to think about. But other than that, on the conditions, the the current situation, the afternoon is going to be kind of hot. So the Sri Lankan bowlers will get tired out, especially if India can just dig themselves in and bat through the 50 overs, start putting pressure in those middle overs. Because even if the Sri Lankan players are going to be out in the field for that long in the hot sun, then it is going to play some kind of effect, especially when they're coming out to chase. But yeah, I feel like I'm missing one more point. Yeah, the other thing is the pitch, obviously. Seems to be a belter of a wicket, seems to be a lot of runs on offer. It's a fresh pitch, it's a fresh stadium also. This is the first time a women's ODI is happening at the ACA. So these are some things to keep in mind in terms of pitch and the conditions.
I
He's
am
back, he's back.
I am going to I am going to dig a hole, dig a grave, jump inside that grave. He does no no. I don't see chat because at that point I'm looking at the camera. Pratap's there. Pratap help me with it. I apologize. I have no idea where I was going. Oh yeah, I was talking about matchups. Matchups. Something the Indian team will need to watch out for the two left arm seamers that the Sri Lankan team have against the Indian openers, because we do know Pratik Rawal does have a problem with the ball nipping back in. Something like a Shubman Gill, if you've been watching men's cricket and if you haven't watching women's cricket, it's a very similar kind of weakness, and that is something Pratika Rawal will need to watch out for, especially when you know her strike rate and the conversation about strike rates have come under scrutiny. And I don't know if it's been on her mind, because how will I know? But if it is something that's been on her mind, she will still need to be careful. I'd rather have her take her time, get India off a good start without losing any wicket, because you know Smriti's on the other hand. And you know the amount of people talking about Smriti's form. You might just see her getting out for a duck. I'm just saying the amount of people talking Smriti's form. Even yesterday in the captain's function, or day before yesterday, the first question asked to Harmanpreet Kaur was about Smriti Mandhana. Even today at the toss was about Smriti Mandhana. Next thing you know, she's getting out for a duck. Just putting it out there. But yeah, the left arm seamers against the Indian batters, and something the Indian bowlers will need to watch out for, especially without Renuka Singh Thakur, is how they bowl at the death against the Sri Lankans, because they can really, really take the Indian bowlers apart. And that's what they did in the one match that they went on to lose this year against the Sri Lankans. So that is a matchup to watch out for. Wow. Right. You still can't hear me. No way. You can still hear me.
Let us know if you can hear either of us. I mean, how will they know? How will they tell if they can't hear us? But I'm assuming, I don't know.
Go on
Akshay,
with.
what's up? But yeah, okay, so we'll move to stats. I don't know if it's Ashwin's mic that's given up, but for people who just have not been following women's cricket, here's something that you can see. Smriti Mandhana and all the conversation on Smriti Mandhana is simply because she's been scoring heaps and heaps of runs. She's got 2,100 runs, which is the most by any batter since the last ODI World Cup. She's the next. The next best is Laura Woolworth with 1,736. So clear distance there. Smriti is in the purple patch of a lifetime. Also, why all of the conversation is on Smriti Mandhana. Now, something we also covered is that Sri Lanka has only beaten India thrice in ODI cricket history. One of the matches being this year, and which is why India will have to be a little careful. But lastly, and something about the opening partnership is that in just 17 innings, the Smriti Mandhana Pratika Rawal partnership has been supremely successful. 1,302 runs with the average opening partnership stand at 76 runs. They've already got 5 century stands. These are things to watch out for.
All right, then let's go to from the stands and let me know if mics have issues. Right. Akshay, what happened to your hand? I'll tell you what happened to your hand, okay? You've been at it. I understand the persistence. I'll reply to you on DM because I don't want it to be broadcasted. So I'll tell you what happened to my
Also,
hand.
lads, it is Ashwin's birthday today.
Uh,
So, can we have a happy birthday, Ashwin,
yeah, but
in the chat?
that's fine. On in the chat, I will you text us on DM on a cricket account, and I will
We'll
reply to
reply.
you, tell you what happened to my. Good lord. All right, Anish, why is Amanjot Kaur a bad decision? It's not a bad
Amanjot Kaur
decision.
is not a bad decision. It's just that firstly, she's playing after a while. She didn't even feature in the warm up games. She will straight away take the new ball because you want possibly to start with two seamers. And the fact that Renuka Singh Thakur is not playing. So it's just interesting from the balance perspective because now you have two seamers who don't have that much experience. Sure, Kranti Out has been in great form as a seamer. She has been India's almost a spearhead in the absence of Renuka Singh Thakur, but was it worth it to not play Renuka, given that she has that experience, given that she's done well with the new ball, given that she's improved her middle overs and death bowling? We've covered this as well in some previous videos, but which is why I don't think it's bad to play Amanjot Kaur. It's bad for India to not play someone who's another pacer along with Amanjot and Kranti.
Thanks, chat. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Appreciate
Lads
it
hit
a lot.
like
Yeah, I didn't expect, but it's thanks. All right, so something about Renuka Singh Thakur is so she didn't bowl yesterday. So there might be an injury concern, which is why she didn't bowl yesterday,
damn.
and she only batted, and she was the only fast bowler to not have a ball yesterday. So
Yeah,
not have a ball yesterday.
that
Ball.
definitely feels like a niggle.
Yeah, so it'll probably be that because it is such a big call to drop the most experienced fast bowler off your team. I say experienced. She's only played 21 ODS, yet she's the most experienced.
I
So
mean,
it's something.
she was with the 2022 World Cup squad, although she didn't get a game, but she
Yeah.
has been around for multiple years, so she does have experience in that sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple more things to talk about in terms of the batting order. We knew what the batting order is going to be like.
Mm.
India is going to bat first, and if the conditions are such where it's cloudy and if it's humid, the ball might just swing. Hey, Akshay Krishnan,
Thanks for the super
thank you
chat.
so much for the super chat. I'll really tell you what happened
Happy
to my shoulder.
birthday,
Okay,
Ashwin.
now the fact that you sent a super chat, I
Damn.
appreciate that.
Just put probably 5 more zeros in front of the super chat and we'll reveal what happened to Ashwin's shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good lord. But yeah, we mostly got the batting order right. It was just the bowling front that I am a bit surprised Sri Charani is starting ahead of Radha Yadav. That is a very big call. All right, KT24, we'll talk about the Asia Cup later on. It's not that we're ignoring it. We just don't want to talk about the Asia Cup because it's the World Cup. Jesus Christ, Srikanth. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much for wishing me happy birthday.
Chat, even during the next live, it is going to be some team member's birthday. So keep the super chats coming.
Happy birthday. Oh.
W chat indeed.
Hey, thanks, man, Anish. What a sweet uh wish. What kind of marketing is that? What marketing? Oh, for the shoulder stuff. Batting depth is nice for India. They're batting till number 9. That is
They do.
absolutely true. That is
Yeah.
something India can. The only two people who can't really bat is Kranti Gaud, who can hold the bat, and Sri Charini, who can't hold the bat.
Yeah.
She's like a very. She can hold the bat, which is just that. But that's true. I feel like which is why India would have wanted to bowl first, regardless of the conditions, because of the combination we are going with.
Mm.
You would rather chase with a long batting lineup than set a target as a team generally. Also, I mean, it should be okay. Thanks for responding at least. Sorry, Katie. I apologize. But
I
like,
think
go
should
on.
be okay because it's Sri Lanka and I'm not undermining Sri Lanka, but India will be confident they've won chasing as well as batting first. But the rain part is making me a little iffy, especially if it rains and Sri Lanka have an idea of exactly how much they need to get and how much. That might change things a little.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And was something a player to watch out for in terms of just form is Richa Ghosh. She hasn't scored a lot of runs recently. She got chances in the warm up games, didn't perform. She didn't perform against Australia. She didn't necessarily perform against England too. There was one innings where she finished
Yeah.
off the innings, but she hasn't been performing for a bit. And I say for a bit, I mean 4 5 matches. And she comes in the middle order, so how much can you really expect? It's something with her in the sense that, right, so if India is 35 overs down and you have an option between Deepti Sharma and Richa Ghosh, I feel like the Indian team sometimes go ahead with Richa Ghosh, but I feel like she doesn't. She's shown that she can play the long innings, but I feel like when it's the last 15 innings, she has that added pressure when she thinks she needs to attack,
Yeah.
and we've seen a lot from her. We've seen that a lot from.
I feel like, yeah, but that's also the beauty of ODIs, right? Because even coming into the 35th over, you still have 15 overs to play.
True.
That's more than half the length of a T20 inning. So you still have time per se. It's just about making sure that India, firstly, hopefully, are not in a situation where in the 35th over they're 4 or 5 down. They will just want to make sure they can get as many up front and then just bat in, bat deep, and take the attack eventually.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like by the end of it, if the Indian team were to go down and maybe lose the match, or even if there were to be a pressure situation where India might just lose the match, I think it'll come down to the pace bowlers, and I think it'll come down to the combination in which the captain has chosen the pace bowlers. I just feel bad for the ladies because this year the rain got delayed by a month and the World Cup is taking place right now. Yeah, that's true, man. I
Poor
feel like the
organization.
entire window of a World Cup in India is just horrible. You can't
Yeah.
have it during the monsoons regardless. But here we are. Hope Pratika steps
Life.
up
Hope
against the Sri
hope so
Lankans.
too. Yeah. I mean, she's not got a big score in a while.
True.
And I think this being the batting surface that it is, India batting first, it's bright, sunny, it's just going to get better and better to bat little bit of turn possibly. He will want to capitalize.
Yeah, I'm gonna rant a bit. It's not about Pratika Rawat.
Birthday rant.
It's about a comment that I
Ah,
just remembered from that other reel. By the way, thank you guys. We have a reel that's almost crossing 80,000.
it has crossed
Yeah,
80,000.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, 92,000. Right. That reel, there are some people who comment talking about how the quality of men's cricket is not the same as women's cricket or vice versa. And
Vice
how
versa.
certain things are different and certain this and certain that and how some fans would rather be Adha fan. My God. Eat me alive. Alright. And how some people might as well remain Adha fans. Here's the thing. If you don't want to watch women's cricket, don't. Like it's okay. If you just want to watch your Rohit Sharmas, your Virat Kohlis, your Suryakumar Yadavs, whoever play, might as well. I have nothing against that. But you don't demean a team just because you think they're not at the quality that you want them to be. First of all,
Yeah, when you yourselves
we
obviously
talked
can.
about this in a previous, I think it was in a membership video, about how when
Mm,
you look at men's and women's cricket, you have to realize as much as they're playing the same sport, they are almost different sports in it.
true.
Because first of all, the size of the ball is different. What the ball does is different because women, they get to swing the ball a lot more than on average than men. The size of the grounds on average are different. There's a lot of things physiologically different between the two sides. And I think you have to respect the sport, respect the team for who they are. And if your argument is why haven't the Indian team, why do the Indian team won the same thing when they haven't won anything? Well, because you can't not give them things. Well, the rest of the world are already caught up with like the world champions, for example, in terms of infrastructure, quality matches, and deprive the Indian women's team of that just because they haven't won a World Cup, and then expect them to go on and win a World Cup.
I think the whole perception is because India, the men's team first had to struggle, and then when they won in '83, things started to change. It doesn't mean that the Indian women have to do the same thing, especially because BCCI is literally the biggest, best, richest board in the world.
True.
Just use that money to build some freaking infrastructure and like which they are like doing. There's a lot of things we can get into, but yeah, that's basically it. It's not apples and apples, it's apples and oranges. It is different. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's get back to cricket. Chitwan asks, can you discuss more bet- more on between choosing batting and bowling? Like, what's the difference? Why choose one over the other?
So obviously it has to do with team balance. It has to do with what a team is just comfortable doing. With a side like Sri Lanka, given the fact that they beat India in a chase, they would have been confident wanting to chase because they know that there are bowlers that they can put under pressure when it comes to them, when it comes to India defending a total. And that's exactly what happened today. One thing is obviously the rain factor. So obviously our weather forecast does matter.
True.
Because now if it rains and there is a rain reduced total, Sri Lanka right from the start of the innings they already know how they have to go about the chase.
Yes.
So that's one thing. Sri Lanka's batters are more tuned to chases.
Yes.
India factor coming in that Sri Lanka has beaten India in a chase.
Yes.
And yeah, it's mostly just this. It depends on your team balance. It depends on
Yeah.
what you're comfortable with as a team.
Yeah, and it also depends on conditions, like Pratip talked about, but also the pitch. If the pitch is going to get worse through the day, you'd rather bat first. If there's going to be dew later on,
Correct.
you'd rather bowl first. So it's a lot to do with that. All right. The thing is, most probably they don't really follow women's cricket or even or not watch a single ball of women's cricket. No, I agree with that. It's just
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, just don't be ignorant and stupid
eh,
on in public forums.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Brother, I felt they were rage baiting. Yeah, probably. And
Yeah.
I'm raged. So I've caught the bait.
So what kind of matches would India want to bat in?
So
Uh,
generally,
hmm,
India do like to bat first, set a target. So the matches they would want to bat first is, I would say, The times when, I mean, they would, if it's sunny and if it's bright and if it's not windy and cloudy or even humid like it is in Assam right now, you would want to bat first just because it's a belt off a wicket. And generally, you would want to just bat first and set a big target because India likes that. And if there is no dew later on, you still want to bat first. So these are when you would generally bat
Yeah.
first.
Plus, something that we need to keep in mind is that this is not a bilateral series, it is a World Cup. So, runs on the board, it's as the old adage goes, right? Runs on the board is always something that a team can hold on to because psychologically, when you as a chasing team know that you have to get XYZ runs to chase, it just becomes tougher because you're always having something in mind. It can work two ways, right? Because you have something in mind, you could just be like, okay, this is how we're going to go about our innings. But if you start losing wickets, then you hit panic buttons. Now,
Yeah,
how do
true.
we go about the chase?
Yeah, true. So
Uh,
that's when you choose. What were you answering?
uh, Batting first,
Oh, right, okay,
yeah,
right. So
chasing, yeah.
that's how you go about choosing the toss. I once had an argument with my friend, and your video actually helped me to prove my argument. Lovely, Akshay.
Nice.
Dude, Akshay, I really like you, man. The 23 World Cup had the ticket booking start about a month before, and the same for this. It's truly disheartening. Whereas the
True.
2026 T20 World Cup, the tickets are already out.
Ticket schedules, it's all fixed. It's
Yeah,
all ready to go.
it's all out.
ESPN has everything ready. It's crazy how
Yes,
things work.
it's insane. Yeah,
BCCI does take Indian fans granted. I mean,
true. Yeah. And we fall for it also. I
yeah,
mean, what
we
can we
we
do?
keep falling for it
Yeah.
because we love cricket.
What could be a safe par total for India? I feel like okay, I don't know how the pitch is going to play out. We can only know after the first couple of overs, but I would say anything about 280, 285. I'd say 300 just because we are a pacer short in a sense that we don't have Renuka Singh Thakur.
Mm.
So I would say 300, but that I'm just being very greedy.
Plus also India's just batted at that kind of run rate where we
Yeah.
know that they can get to 300 if it's a good batting pitch. So India will really want to do that. Obviously, pitch comes into the picture, but it seems to be a belter.
India is betting on spin. The pitch will become more spin friendly as the match progresses. Not just the match, but also as the tournament progresses. The
Mm.
pitch will become drier. And yeah, India will rely on the spinners, rightly so. I mean, Sri Charini, Sneerana, I forgot, how many other games has picked up 21 wickets. The second highest wicket taker this year for India has been Deepti Sharma. Where all of this, where we have played 3 matches in England, so says something. Compare it to a WNBA, which is a loss leader. Compare it to WPL or any other women's league, is genuinely a great one. True. I agree with that. Women get hate for no reason. That's so true.
All right, maybe we should go. We have 3 minutes to the match.
We'll go 2 minutes.
2 minutes to the match is when we'll go. Which means you have 1 minute to ask any question around women's cricket.
And that's 2 minutes.
Damn. You weren't quick enough, lads.
All right, then.
We
This
leave
has
you.
been a fantastic pre-match. We will come back post-match after the match gets over. I don't follow women's cricket that much. Could you just quickly explain how a playing 11 works? KT24, I will explain to you. We have 2 minutes before the first ball, but I will explain to you. Right. So we have our playing 11 is Smriti Mandhana, Pratika Rawal. Smriti Mandhana, the best of forms, already one of the best batters the sport has seen in women's cricket. She's been great form, averaging more than 60, striking at more than 100. With a relatively young opening partner, Pratika Rawal, who gets criticized for run rate, strike rate a bit, but they've had fantastic opening stands. 17 matches, 17 innings they've opened, and how many?
1,300 plus runs. 76 is the average partnership.
There you go. Our number 3 is Harleen Deol. She doesn't necessarily get big scores, but she plays time and can build on partnership. She has an average of 35, but she's only got out less than 100 twice, I think, until now at number 3, so which is a big deal. And then you have Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain. She's very MS Dhoni like, if you want an analogy, where she starts off slow. She can also get out, throw a wicket away. But once she's settled in, she's going to score big. She's also come clutch in the recent series against Australia and against England in the third ODIs. And then you have Jemimah Rodrigues, Suryakumar Yadav calls a pocket rocket, where she's young.
I had no idea where that was going.
She can bat under pressure and can strike the ball big. And like this year, she strikes at more than 100. So there you go. Richa Ghosh, explosive wicketkeeper. Very, very explosive, but also very, very inconsistent. Deepti Sharma, legendary all-rounder of the game, picks up wickets. The third highest wicket taker for the Indian team in the ODI format. And
History,
the fifth,
yeah.
in the history of the ODI format. And the fifth highest run scorer in the history of the ODI format for the Indian team. So says something about her. But she is slow. She doesn't necessarily strike big, but she is someone who can bat under pressure. Amanjot Kaur will take the new ball, but she's also an explosive batter at the end, so can finish off the innings. Then you have Sneh Rana, an off spinner, another off spinner with Deepti Sharma, the highest wicket taker this year. Again, a fantastic bowler, very, very attacking in that sense. Both Deepti Sharma and Sneh Rana have an economy of less than 5. Kranti Gaur, she's only played 7 ODIs, but she has a 5-wicket haul already against England. And then you have Radha Yadav, a left arm spinner, who's come in the ranks because of T20 cricket, but here we are.
Radha Yadav, Sri Charani.
Oh, and this is. Oh, yeah, sorry, Sri Charini, who's again also come into the ranks in terms of because of T20 cricket. But here we are. All right, then it's 3 o'clock, and we will come back post match. We'll talk about the match. We'll break things down. If you have any if you have any technical analysis, we'll also do that too.
We will.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.